you guys. Thanks so much for clicking on my channel. We're all smiles over here. I am with Sanja, just like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep a smile for today? And hopefully the answer is yes, you guys. I'm going to try not to keep it long, but y'all already know. If it gets good, I'm going to keep on talking. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. To go to nugget today is walk in the spirit. But before I get to running my mouth, let's go and do what? Shake up this manifestation jar, and then we're going to talk about it, okay? Let's see. And I pulled out one, and that one says, oh, yes, indeed, overflow, and we'll take that all day long. Yes, we will. Listen, walk in the spirit. What does that mean? It means that you are not this body. It means that where you are God at core, and once you realize that you're God at core, then you'll get all the way aligned and connected, which means what? God is at the forefront of your life, moving in the through the shade, but see within your journey with some clarity, and with that clarity, you will what? Walk in the spirit, and when you're walking in the spirit, you will see that you will begin to what? Have some progress and see things come to pass in your life that God has ordained for you. The thing is, when you don't know who you are at core, you're not all the way aligned and connected, instead of you walking in the spirit, you will be what? Fulfilling the lust of the flesh. And what's the flesh? The flesh is the mind, body, and ego leading. And when you're allowing the mind, body, and ego to lead, then you'll begin to what? Fulfill the lust. The mind may say, hey, listen, oh, you should do that over there. And you'll run right on after it. Maybe the body will say, oh, I feel like doing this. And you'll go ahead and do it. And maybe the ego will say, I should do this and I should be this. And you'll go ahead and do it and be it, when that is not the will of God for you. And then you end up in a whole lot of heap of unnecessary what? Hardship, trial, and what? Tribulations. You don't want that. You don't want that. Oil and water doesn't mix, and guess what else doesn't? Your spirit and your flesh. One of them have to submit, and I can tell you this, God ain't going to submit. God ain't submitting to nothing. Your spirit ain't submitting to nothing. What your spirit doing, just sitting there and say, when you ready, I'll be here. When you're ready to succeed in life, when you're ready to see all the goods and yum-yums I have for you, I'll be over here. But I'm not finna submit. You're going to have to put that flesh into submission. It says, well, your flesh has to die daily. It means what? The mind, body, and ego. It has to get into submission in order for God to lead at core. You are indeed a spirit. And what? Galatians 5:16 says, walk in the spirit. It says what? The spirit and the flesh cannot go together. And it says that if you're going by the flesh path, what happens? You will not be able to do what God has ordained for you to do. Which means what? You missing out. Sometimes your mind, body, ego make you think that if you walk in the spirit as God at core, that you're going to miss out on some fun. Let me tell you this. If you think you ain't going to have fun while walking in the spirit, and I can tell you, you really have not tapped in to who you are at core. Because let me tell you something. God will have you in dance mode all day long. God will have you in party mode all day long. God will have you in high mode, and you ain't even done nothing. You know what I'm talking about? To get high. And you'll be high all day long. Which means what? You'll feel like you can fly. You don't need no chemical substances to make you feel like you can fly. Just walk in the spirit and watch you'll feel like you're walking on clouds. Which means what? You'll know that any and everything is possible. You ain't got to get high to feel like you can fly. Just walk in the spirit and watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. You can have as much fun as you want. Much fun. It'll be more fun. And guess what? When you wake up, you won't have a hangover. When you wake up, you won't have to look over and see, ooh, who is this in my bed? When you wake up, you won't have to, you get what I'm saying? Sometimes people say, you know what, walking in the spirit, that's religious. It ain't religious. I'm not a religious person. I just understand that I'm God at core. And when I begin to walk in the spirit, God leads me. And when I request a thing, he comes through. He comes through for me. He guides me. He speaks to me. So you have to ask yourself, do you want the best of your life? Do you want the best of your life? And if your answer is yes, and now when I say the best of your life, do you want to be successful in every arena of your life? As a husband, as a wife, as a daughter, as a son, as an entrepreneur? Whatever it is, do you want the best? If so, walk in the spirit. God will not lead you wrong. Why? Because he's the one that have ordained your steps. So he knows the path that you should take to get to your success. The thing is, when you're not aligned and connected, and your mind, body, and ego is leading, then your flesh is leading. And then you'll fulfill those lusts of your flesh. And you don't want that. You don't want that. Your flesh will cause you to miss out on so much goodness. It'll cause you to miss out on a whole lot of things. It'll have you going in circles, going in circles, going in circles. And you're trying to figure out, why am I so confused? Why I don't know where I'm going? That's because you're dizzy. That flesh, lust of the flesh, will have you, it's been spinning you around like a merry-go-round, going round and round. And you think you're going somewhere. You just going in a circle. I'm telling you something that I know. I'm telling you something that I know, that I have experienced. And if I'm not all the way aligned and connected on days, guess what? I'll get back dizzy and confused again. I will. It's an everyday thing. You have to make a conscious decision to say, God, today, lead, guide me, walk in me, stand up in me and walk. In other words, I want to walk in the spirit because I'm not this flesh. If you choose to identify with the flesh, then that's what you'll be. All the things that come with it. Whenever you fulfill the lust of the flesh, I'm telling you, hardships, extra hardships, and sometimes these hardships is not going to be for learning experience. It's just going to be a consequence because you decide to go down that route, and you weren't supposed to. Like you're a kid, you do something bad, you get a pop on the hand. You didn't learn that because you knew you weren't supposed to go down. The lesson, you already had the lesson learned before you did it. You knew if I do this, this is what's going to happen. So when you did it, you get a smack. So that wasn't a lesson learned because you already knew what the lesson was. You knew what the learning was from whatever you were about to do. So why even fulfill the lust of the flesh? Walk in the spirit instead. And like I say, it's an everyday thing. So if you start out walking in the spirit when you wake up, and by noon you, doing some things that you shouldn't do, and it's pertaining to your flesh, it's all right. It's okay. That's a normal thing. The good thing is if that you realize what you are doing, then you can shake that off. Say, wait, I'm not this flesh. All right, God, get back to leading. Apologize for that. I'm sorry for that. God, take the wheel again. And that's the lifestyle. That's how it is. A lot of times people start out walking in the spirit and they get a couple of bumps in the road and they feel like, oh, I can't go back to walking in the spirit. And you can. You can go back to allowing God to lead. But sometimes people feel like they've done something so bad. I can tell you this, ain't nothing so bad that you could have done that you can't go back to having God lead. So don't ever feel like you failed, or that you're a failure, that you might as well stay in the flesh, fulfilling the lust of the flesh. You don't have to stay there. Why? Because God got so many good goods and yum-yums in store for you. Whether it's a house, a wife, a husband, some children, a job, a healing. You know the spiritual discovery is going to be there all day long anyway. So why not get on the side? Walk in the spirit so that you can get all that you can get in this lifetime. In this lifetime. In this lifetime. You've been going in circles too long, like I was. You so dizzy and confused, asking why. Why is this happening? I don't understand. I'm so confused, God. It's because you're on a merry-go-round of what? Fulfilling the lust of the flesh. Now it's time for you to get off the merry-go-round of fulfilling the lust of the flesh and begin to walk in the spirit. And like I said, when you begin to do that, you will be able to do what? Everything that God has called you to do, be, and have. And you'll be glad you did. And don't let nobody tell you that walking in the spirit is not fun. Because I'm telling you, you'll be in party mode all day long. You will. You'll be in laughter mode and happy mode. Why? Because your mind, body, and ego, that flesh will be into submission, and you'll be thinking nothing but positive things. And if anything negative tries to come your way, you'll be able to say, oh no, that's not of my spirit, that's of the flesh. No, bye-bye, see you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. And you'll begin to continue to what? Think positive and think possible, and know that everything is all right, and know that the best is yet to come. Try it. Just try it. I can only tell you what I know and what has been a blessing for me in my life, okay? You can take heed to it, or you don't have to. You can just sit there and watch and say, okay, she said, congratulations to you, and thank you for the congratulations. But if you want to try. Just try walking in the spirit, because you're more than just this body. You are. You really are. Tap into it and watch what happens. I hope y'all got this thing, but if you didn't, rewind and watch again. But in the meantime, in between time, if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have to mask a smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.